Ah, sorry. Did a little salsa. Didn't see you there. You know what I do see right there? Hey, yeah, right here. Ha, right here. We got a nice, simple gray t-shirt, guys. I know it's getting hot out. You say you get hot, you can't handle a black shirt. Well, here's you a gray one. Wives, you should get your husband one of these. That way, he can get it dirty. Here lately, have you been lacking motivation? Can you just not seem to get off your hind end? Is the summer heat keeping you off your feet? Does the hot wind got you laying around like my furry friend? If that's the case, right here, sitting on your ass won't finish your project. That's right, back in stock. Wives, you should get your husband one of these, and then also hand him his honey-do list at the same time. And then lastly, but not leastly, for wagon shirts, guys, back in stock. These units sold like hotcakes. Y'all were demanding more, so we got more. She's a gooder. If you're looking to cover your noggin, right here we're gonna release some more Richardson 112s. Well, I didn't do a good job of picking a variety of colors, did I? That's all right, because you get what you get and you don't throw a fit here at the Puddins Fabrication Shop. Don't get too sassy with me, because I got a dog on premises, and he's plumb vicious. As always, we appreciate all the support at puddins.fab.shop.com. That keeps this show a-growing and a-going, and the dreams keep growing and a-going, and the show keeps showing. That's what we were trying to say. Man, oh man, here we go again. Oh, Theo's actually happy to be in the shop again. Because last week I had to let my hand kind of heal up some. She's looking good. Y'all seen the burn. If you didn't, it went something like this. Whoa! That's right, they call me old pudding hot hands around here. Theo's like, yeah, you got them hot hands. You can rub this back, rub that butt, give me a petting. Today, guys, I am quite literally firing from the hip, because I come out here kind of planning on doing second channel. Now we're doing main channel. Every day's a mystery. You never know what you're gonna get around here. What we are gonna get into is a little Toyota action. This truck has belonged to Slick's family for a little bit. We'll get more into details on that. I think he's selling me a scam of a deal here. It's cheap enough, I'll take it. Because it's Toyota and people are proud of Toyotas. They're like the high-end mini truck or something.
It's like retarded high. They're like $6 grand for a running driving one.
Man, so he's trying to let me know I'm getting a deal, steal of a deal here. Yeah. Anyhow, before we get anything here, the battery that's underneath that actually needs to go back in my trailer that we're going to use to winch up the Toyota. And the old Hot Hand Express here has a locked up rear brake drum, kind of, sort of, and we need to be able to roll it around, so we need to get this thing cleared off here. She's girthy, huh? Now, I've kind of been feeding y'all some projects. Little Ranchero, little 5180 here. Now you're thinking, Toyota, what are you doing, dragging everything home? Yes, I'm dragging everything home. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm ready to do some mini truck stuff again. I'm itching to get on a mini truck. She may have a decent body on her over there, but she's only a donor rig. You'll see. How do tensioners work on one of these?
Just spin it.
Here's a cover.
Yeah, just spin it.
Yeah. The little cover's actually in decent shape. There must be dual adjusters because there's two covers. And see if we can feel something in there. Feel a little something locked up in there, maybe. Hit her with some looby dooby.
Yeah, just
You want me to try to weld in there? Ah, bigger wheel. I see. Here's a spin. Don't know if we're going the right way. Learning all kinds of stuff. That actually has a banjo bolt on it too. I did not know they were using that in the 50s. And funny enough, it looks like they could weld better in the 50s than what they were doing in the damn 80s. Start looking at Camaros, Impalas, G-bodies. They look awful.
Yeah, G-bodies are.
Maybe y'all can see in there, but that's a big big gear on that, where, of course, once you got a little newer, they got more fine tooth spinners, expanders, whatever you call them.
Did you try the parking brakes?
Nope. Maybe. I don't know. Now, the good news is these are spinning. The bad news is I don't know if we're spinning the right way or the wrong way. That one sure spins easy, whichever way. Well, that has a little lash. That's moving some. This one was spinning when I shoved it in here for sure, though. Slick said Bill got in here shoving on stuff, and do you believe that to be a park and brake? How about now? All right. The V rubber is spinning on this side. How's the ling-long doing on this side? That one's still locked up. Maybe a little tension on our parking brake cable here ain't helping from our lift pad thingy. Hey, ta-da. Now that was locked up way before it ever got on there. We definitely had too much tension on them adjusters or whatever. I got both of them backed off, and then that cable had us. But it's looking like we're gonna be good now. Old flash burn should roll a lot easier now. She's a good roller. Yeah. She's a real good roller. You better hope that parking brake works again. Let me get that for you, darling. Well, hammer goes a long ways. We're trying to get backed in here. We don't want to get too close to the cellar. She is collapsing and becoming a sinkhole. Might have to fire up the old tractor, pull me out, Slick.
Well, I can fire the tractor up. We can pull it forward if you want.
Nah, she'll swing. Or she won't. One of the two. That was too easy. I think we ought to get like a 24, maybe a 26-foot trailer where then we can...
Like D&H?
Yeah, just do a 100-point turn instead of a 22. Uh-oh. Did I not bring my little whoop rope? I left it hooked to the tow roller. That's all right. Get a little air in these tires here. We'll try to anyhow.
You got an empty dumpster, right?
I don't know about empty. Empty. All this come with it. Still of a deal.
Little intake.
Woo! That come off this 0.4 cylinder. There's the deal of the day. There's the missing little lug covers I need for my man van.
Forward steering wheel.
Good pot. We can clean a carburetor in that. Got the fancy American racing, Slick. That's just a little bonus here. Little pinstripe down the door. Little pinstripe down the bed. The whole body of this thing minus the little surface, the little patina fender. So it's actually pretty decent little bodied pickup here. What year is she, 93? 10 PSI is good enough to get her on the trailer, ain't it? Guess I just realized that this is going to be the newest vehicle we've had on the channel. The 91 square body was the newest rig, but if she's a 92 or 93, she just took the lead. This thing was made the same year that Slick was. Toyota, what's she got on her? So she's got the Golden Fury GFTs. Golden Fury. To the house. Hold on, hold on. Now to the house. Bang. That's rare around here. Every vehicle you have, whether it's a Firebird that's been sitting for 30 years or the little Yoder, if you get it from Slick, it comes with a brake pedal. Good key.
I don't know what happened to it.
The Oklahoma Sun is what happened to it. Is that a replacement?
Probably.
The damn Italy version. And yeah, we were having some heating problems. Again, we'll get into that later. That's why the dash is broke. It was overheating. Boom, boom, you piece of crap. What do you think, Theo? Is she gonna be a gooder? Tail wagged. Theo approved. Chevy rolls better than this thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Popped on a dime.
Toyota stops better though. About to go for some Toyota on Toyota push action. Someone broke her pusher bar though. Let them old diggers dig. Don't want to mess up our tailgate there. Hey, come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Around here we take the best care of Toyotas. Well, if they're in the shop, let's take her in for all of her beauty. I just noticed that sidewall's about plumb blown out of that thing. You can tell she's been sitting on a flat for a minute. See the little dry rot there. How long have y'all had this truck?
Yeah, my grandpa bought it new, I think.
Your grandpa did? Yeah. Shoo! Drove her from straight here from the Hudibird, huh? On the outside, you can tell she's pristine. Now underneath here, you can see she's basically full race truck. Got the aluminum radiator going on. Got the chrome acorn nuts up there.
10 horsepower piece.
Woo! She's gonna rip, folks. Obviously, little 4-cylinder, 5-speed truck. That's what interests me. What also interests me about these are they're modern enough where you have like hydraulic clutch and obviously brakes and disc brakes and good stuff, but it's not so modern that it's just covered in like plumb crazy crap like wild ABS and all that kind of stuff. There's also another reason I'm really interested in this little truck, because that drivetrain is updated enough and modern enough that we could almost combine it with something. Because I'm not gonna lie to you and act like I really like the body style of those. I don't hate them, I'm just not a huge fan. But if somebody had a little Toyota truck that actually looked cool, one that had a little more vintage styling to her. If someone had a modern chassis from a Toyota and an older Toyota body, they could build a really cool little driver by combining the two, I think, possibly. So y'all can kind of see what we're hitting at and getting at here. I don't know how we'll do it. We may pull the chassis. Dude, how you gonna?
You gotta put look, all bad.
All bad, yeah. Had your lipstick hanging out. Then you just did a full butt drag. He pulled rock. You're gonna have a piece of shell stuck in there. You ain't careful. And no, he don't have. No, he ain't got worms. I done had him tested. Okay, so he's supposed to be clean there. That rock was a little unlevel. He's just being nice and back dragging it for Dad. So I think it'd be super cool to take this, the modernness of it, combine it with that, where you get the cool styling of that, the drivability, the style, bam, bam, perfect little runaround truck. If it could work out how I'd really like it to work out, we would actually save the firewall and the dash and the floor from this truck. We would cut the cab and pick all that up there, off there, leaving the floor and the firewall with all the HVAC. We don't get in any of our wiring and craziness like that. We just keep it all intact. Then we cut that stout assembler and whoop, slip it down over and make it work however it'd have to be worked, you know, whatever. That dash won't look the greatest in there, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if it can even work. It may not work. We ain't really put a tape measure on much of anything, because before I even would want to start cutting on this and that and making 1 + 1 = 1, we want this running and driving, preferably. We know we got brakes. We've probably got a clutch. We do not have a runner unless she runs off Bounty hand towels or whatever. Mr. Clean, I don't know who makes paper towels. What's the story here, Slick?
Well, she got hot. And it popped head gasket. It had cheap head gaskets on it. They weren't Velcro. They were like eBay or something. So I took the head off, got it resurfaced, put it back on, put a Velcro gasket on it. And now we just need to put it back together.
Allegedly.
Get your bore scope out and put your little bore scope down there. You'll see it's fresh. First thing, he was driving to work and the timing tensioner broke and threw off timing, pistons hit valves. Dad completely rebuilt the motor.
She's a good engine.
Well, Dad completely rebuilt the motor. Had it all machined, brand new pistons, rods, everything. And then put it all back together, got it running. And then that's when one of the pulleys is messed up. We gotta keep an eye on for that because it keeps popping the belt off. That's what happened. Popped the belt off, overheated.
I think I got scammed here. I may have bought a lemon.
I sold it to you because I didn't want to work on it, and now here we are. So who's getting scammed?
He sold it to me because he didn't want to work on that lemon himself. Now we'll just tag team it together. Quick glance. Look at all this vacuum crap they have on this thing. That's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hard lines. 7. Holy cow. That's just wild. Look at that. Toyota, or the little caps popped off there. We're going to have to find a screw for that. That ain't going to be fun. If we can get her going, it'll be super cool to have a little fuel-injected 4-cylinder 5-speed vehicle, though. Slick's starting to pull some of her stuff out. There's her throttle body. That's where about 14 of them vacuum hoses go, it appears. Interior's pretty clean for what it is, except the dash being busted up there. And other than that, as far as the body goes, not much more to show to you, other than, like I said, she's a pretty decent little bed. No rod, and it ain't all dented up or dinged up. Well, we got some gaskets. We got what's left of a intake plenum of some sorts. And we got a Chilton. Pull a little determination and iron wheel out your back pocket. We'll have a runner in no time flat. Little scraper deluxe from Sir Mordicus.
Yeah.
Dang, we still got the hood squirters hooked up.
Yeah. Let there be light.
Yeah, pudding, he's a strong man.
Well, be careful with that hood. We may get half our money back just by selling it. Little pro tip, if something like your hood's threaded, just go ahead and put them back where they go so you don't lose them. Oh, and lucky us, that's a good sticker right there. So we can probably figure out most of our vacuuming. Because we never get rid of smog or vacuum stuff around here. Good old EFI. Kind of pain to mess with. Super handy when you get her going, right? Little rat turd going down to our piston there on number 1, no big deal. Let me get the old vacuum hose over here. Or vacuum cleaner, I mean. Hopefully this goes better than the last one we worked out. So I pick up part of our piston ring. I was looking at this radiator they put in here and it actually bolted in nice. I do see our hose right there is kinked a little bit. Oh, never mind. It ain't hooked up, dummy. I'll take care of this. Probably just put it back in our way. Yep, we'll actually leave that out the way until we figure out all this vacuum mess. All right, what'd you have back there? Just a loose bolt?
Yeah, I took that intake off to get to this stuff because it was easier.
So how far did you rip into this thing? All the way to doing the head gasket, you said?
Yeah. I had
So you had all this off.
But this was all one piece.
What?
I took this off, away from the head, took the head off, but then it was hard to get, that had half the bolts out. So I took that part off with the plenum, and I was like, to get to the bolts, put it all back together, it was easier just to take it off, and then I can get to it easier.
So you're saying there's a chance it never goes back together?
I had to go back together.
What, and the buoy and bobby and floppy bracket, this and that. Push it up. You don't want to lose your tray of metric hardware there because we ain't got a lot of the metrics to choose from around here. When's the last time this was driven? Trying to figure out how nasty the fuel's gonna be.
Probably 7 years ago.
7 years? So you're saying there's a chance. That dually was at least 5+ years and the fuel in it was still good, nothing bad at all. Slick's buttoning up one intake bolt he had never done just down underneath there. So as he tightens her up, dang! Ain't nobody getting Grandpa's fuel, huh? Got a lock on it. Well. Nope. Oh, yep. Unleaded fuel only. I'm gonna fire up the old borescope, if she will. There she goes. Woo, she smells good down in there. Just plain, as soon as I took that off, it smells like terrible fuel. Just smells old. Hopefully it's clean in there. Uh-oh, done got her stuck. Come on, baby. Come on. Get down in there. Too much bend in it, I guess. Can't get her around this corner. There it went, a little bit. Ain't working. Well, we'll have to pop her off at the tank at another point. Did you get your bolt happy? Luckily, if this tank's bad, it comes with a spare one right there. Did you give that one a little scraping too? Oh, knocked off some of our carbon buildup there. Nice little gasket. Dang, what a guy. Sold me a truck that even came with a gasket set.
What are friends for?
Yeah, what are friends for? And I really didn't know what I was getting with this too much, guys. I just told them I would take it because of the chassis alone, I was sold. Hold it.
It goes on this side, yeah. I'm just.
That one holds us. The other one's just threaded to the whatever to hold that goofy thing. I just pulled that off of where? Oh, number one fuel injector up here, it looks like. Probably a little important. So we got a bolt there. 1, 2. We got 3 more of them. So getting the mismatched deluxe.
Yeah, my dad probably put mismatched.
I'd blame it on Dad too. Are those drilled through and threaded through? That bolt's gone.
It went to the bottom though.
She's part of the abyss. That bolt has a big old washer set up. The other ones just have regular little washers. So I bet this one don't go here, Slick. This one's for something else that needs a big old washer. Whatever we do, do not look in that Chilton manual.
If it threads.
If it threads, it goes. I bet it sees. You think?
Long dogs.
That one I dropped wasn't so long, I don't think.
I don't think it's a long one.
Yep. It's probably the missing ones. What'd you put right here?
That one probably needs a washer.
Something about like that'd be right. Wonder if we got any in here. Ooh, empty jars are usually, or tubs are usually a good sign. You'll have hardware in them. We did not get lucky there. Got this, a couple nuts here. Some seals for something or another.
It'll do.
It'll do. Got her one piece at a time.
Found the nuts in that little thing too.
All right. It's always a good sign when your tool fits some of the hardware, but not all of it. Oh yeah, we may want to clean that up a little bit real quick.
It's been leaking.
Can't imagine why. Surely not mismatched hardware. A little bit of old gasket left on there. Scrape, 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 scrape. Here, a little lacquer thinner. Brand new, machine finish. What's the throttle body looking like?
A little dirty. Didn't even do nothing.
Little dirty, wipe, nothing. I'm guessing you don't got 4 more of these hanging in your back pocket, do you?
I think we have these. They had one threaded and one. I think that something mounts on that thing. Probably.
They don't even go through that, Slick.
That's the wrong hole. It goes through these holes, buddy.
Oh, up top's thinner.
Yeah. So the long one is for that. I don't know if something mounts there. We'll have to figure that out.
So long thread goes down there because the throttle body is only thicker down there.
That one's not right.
You better set that thing. You know what? Before we do that, we may want to get this onto that to that one. It looks like it may be easier. Going for the classic wang it and ding it on this one, guys.
So run if you won't. Random parts.
Yeah. The Slick Fitty Special. It's always a good sign when you've got worm clamps on stuff. Oh yeah, it ain't quit raining in 2 months. That's what we need, a little more rain out here. I was actually hoping the grass could get 2 foot tall instead of 1.5 feet.
I wish you'd complain some more.
Come on, baby. Come on. Gotta get her wiggling just right. There she goes. I think she bit. Our stud down here, I had to kind of double nut it. That way we could run it down. Little throttle bracket action.
All the RPMs.
It's gonna be fancy with that EFI. Looks about like it to me. Looks like a little robot. Little robot or Sid the Sloth gasket. You can tell that was the bolt for it because it's old, crusty, and rusty from being hot or what?
Yeah.
Exhaust side of things. Yeah. Now we gotta see if we can get the old double nut special off without loosening. What'd you find?
Where we met.
Race Ton. Was that the one you were wearing when you ran out? Probably.
No, when we met each other, that was it.
That's what I'm saying. You come running out the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Slick was flipping burgers at the McDonald's. I drove through in my Datsun, the one we put the box on the back. It was slam long bed at the time, no bed. I built a little bumper, C-channel bumper, some 39 Ford taillights. They come running out. Hey man, I like your truck. We've been pals since. Here we are, a decade and a half later. Still working on dumb mini trucks. Oh, look at there. That's a sensor of some sort. Some little banjo style bolt or something in there. Yeah. We're just kind of picking and choosing and guessing. Now that one goes up top. That's skinnier. Little thick boy goes down on the bottom. Now we just gotta get that clamp back on there. Hold on. Slow down. Slick's master mechanic. He's slapping her back together. We don't want loose ends like forgotten clamps. One of the Mormon clamps is sounding pretty good right about now. Yeah, she's kind of on there. Pop that back on. That thing has a banjo bolt, banjo style bolt. And this is hanging out there. Is there washers on that thing?
Yeah, I got two.
Two? One on each side. So it needs a little curve in her.
There you go.
That's dangerous.
And don't lose that washer.
Between losing washers and the possibility of a cross thread here, we don't want to do neither, as I lose the washer. Don't you fall. That little thing's going up at an angle, and right now we've got it going down. Oh man, it's like that thin skin cuts real easy. She's playing nice. Better put that on before we scrape up all that loose skin. She start? Maybe. You don't want to put a wrench on it and be the one to cross thread it? I'll do it. I ain't scared. That's all me. It's all you, dog. Them threads were good when I sold it to you. Feels like it's going to me. Wonder what sensor that is anyhow.
This one or that one?
This banjo bolt one. That one's probably going to the breather somewhere, coming out the crank like that maybe. If not, it was going over to this. Yeah, we ain't worried about that right now because we got.
Yeah, those all go to that though. So I'm trying to find out.
1, 2, 3 go there.
This one goes somewhere.
I hope so.
Else, not here. And it doesn't go to this, is what I was meaning.
Is that attached to something
That's
already?
injector. Yeah, that's injector.
Oh, it goes right there. Temp sender for temperature gauge. We know she runs hot. They done establish that. Better hook it up anyhow. All right, where are we at here? Looking kind of complete. We got that.
Put that on.
Don't worry about that. One screw will hold it. It'll be fine. A lot of vacuum hose. Couple sensors. Water neck. That one kind of looks important though.
I thought there's a block off.
Oh, no, it's right here.
Okay.
Ha-ha! Ta-da! I was gonna say, that one's going to something with all them. And we got 2 hoses here. We're gonna have to probably, those probably go.
So I need to figure out how this goes. I think it goes like that.
This is probably clamping underneath this here. This to this, maybe. No? This to that.
This goes to there.
I was gonna say there's 2 there for that one. That's high performance painted red. And then this one is, we'll figure her out. Oh, right to that, that to that one back to that one.
Okay.
It's just all in a tangled mess, I bet. Slick gave in. He went to the Chilton. Your hard lines, they run side to side, up and down. So that lays across there. So is that supposed to be held on with that intake bolt down there?
I don't know, it's not getting held on. They're probably going to shave all that stuff, right?
Not if she runs. We're in the right direction though, because those got to go to that. That's the wildest vacuum setup I've ever have synced. Luckily, to get that down there. This one clamp I got that I thought got on there. She just needs to come back off, no big deal. Yep. What a mess and a half. Is this?
Probably goes over top of this. Okay, and this goes down like that.
What is that? Gonna be the first ground I've ever come across that has red wiring. There's a type of ground there that needs to go on something, but then we got that there. I'd be hard pressed to believe is a ground. Has 12 volt from something. There's an alternator on this rig. One on the other side. Vacuum Rail Deluxe. Needs to slide down on that one if she'll go. That bolt may not actually go there. I say that because I noticed her front one here, where it needs to go on, actually has a stud, a lot of extra threads.
Well, some of them are alignment studs. There's 2 on the bottom and 1 right here. And I think there's 1 in the back too.
I think the one with the stud was supposed to be on these ones to take up the extra slack on it too. Maybe not. Like I said, we don't really know. We weren't the first ones to tear into it. We probably won't be the last. We may not be the last this time. Yeah.
This has got valve spring removal and it's clearly a small block Chevy head. Not fooling me, jokers.
Same process. We just couldn't afford to pay the photographer for some actual pictures. All right. You plop there. These front ones got to be bent because they're hitting the head. Oh, that ain't slotted. All right, that's why that one's a stud. Rear one's slotted, front one is not.
Slot the front one.
It's all right. Nuts off. Slide that on. We're gonna get her. I'm sure that vacuum hose right there being split like that's perfectly fine. We don't need that. So the rear one probably was just supposed to be a bolt since it was slotted. Yeah. Look at these little flexi ratcheting heads right here. They are helpful when you need them. Got that sorted. I want to check the oil on this rig, knowing who's selling it. All right. Yeah, she smells good. Actually looks pretty good. Of course, you got to do that once you blow a head gasket and everything else cool gets in there. You got to change your fresh.
I didn't change it.
Didn't change it, just ran it?
No, this is the first time it's gone back together, so.
Oh, all the way?
It was, had a head gasket blown and we just took it apart. We have never got it running after that.
So she's a good motor, they say.
You keep acting like it's not a good motor.
We're gonna find out. Got a couple.
Why'd I sell you a lemon?
Why would you not?
Well, I'm gonna hear about it if it is a lemon.
You're hearing about it and it ain't a lemon.
I know.
Or is it? Those two reach now. Get me the accusation fee.
Yeah. Deal with this crap fee.
That one we can tell popped out of there because of a little mark on it. So we'll pop that right back in there and we'll hook it right up there where it probably is supposed to go. Then those, hey, look, it's magic. They're all gonna line up. Couldn't find that wire in the book.
No, but look. So if I just leave it hanging, it fits really good right here, so. Just saying.
We may leave her off and once we put a battery in it, check it to see if there's voltage before we just ground it. Now this one going from the body, I'm sure is supposed to go to the motor somewhere.
Right here, probably on this bottom bolt.
Might have to get the old manual back out for all of these. Oh, there's one that's missing. Yep, see that one there? Bet it goes right back there. One little nipple hit underneath there. Yeah. And that one right there. That one went up there.
Or the bottom one. That one to the
Where'd her? That's going towards the back. We got two. No, that ain't one. One, this one. All right, this one here has to go right there. We got the book, but the book just is not very helpful, actually. It shows like there's 2 hoses coming off this, but it can't accurately show what it really goes to. So we're just kind of having to use process O elimination. This has to be going down to that one because it's bigger down there, right?
It's not that big though. It don't really fit on it that well.
Oh, that's where it's going, buddy, because that's supposed to face up.
It could be a part of a vacuum link then, because it's not very big.
I bet I don't have no vacuum hose. I don't know what I bought all this little odd and end stuff for, but I found a baggie of goodies up in there. You know, I got some of this. This one here, it's pretty thin there, and then after the elbow, it's kind of swollen. I don't think she's supposed to be. I think she's real spongy and soft, so we need to replace that one going down to there. Vacuum hose nightmare. Let's see. Too big? Too big. Let's see. Too big? Also too big. How about this? Too big? Ooh, just right. That's what we want.
Perfection.
That good? Nice and tight on that one? Yep, she is just swollen. I bet there's a holder for that somewhere that goes off that, but we ain't too worried about that. That one? Oh yeah. Actually, before we do that, let's replace this one too before I forget, because she's plumb split out. I didn't think I'd have any of this either. M&C is puddins, emissions, vacuum controls, and more.
Emission specialist? Is that
I'm
what
an
you're saying?
emission specialist. I pull all that crap off and put a plug on everything.
I tried to tell you. You said, no, we want it to run good.
And I said, I want it to run good. I said, I want it to run.
It was on that one, buddy.
Oh, well, that's too small for that. Gotta get some of that thicker stuff. So thick boy. Come on. Come on. Dag nabbit.
I probably don't need that if it's that tight.
Who needs stinking clamps anyhow? All right. That and that.
I think it goes together, but
We're gonna have to figure her out. That's coming straight off the intake. That's going to that. Let's just show us over here. Anything? That's all up off the throttle body. Pressure regulator. Actuator. Oh, that's showing you that one. Got an EGR valve and a EGR-VM. Canister. Check connector for ignition timing set. All right. What do we got going on here? All of this is done really good. We're really just trying to figure out this one. And that may just loop to that. They are about the same size. Maybe we can go to the Google and find a picture. Or maybe we can find a proper picture in this thing.
so if you look, it goes straight. Oh, there it goes.
Dang.
It goes straight across.
Got that detailed picture.
Yeah.
How come this one ain't clean?
Oh, look.
What the damn solenoid valve deluxe. There's a pair of them. Wonder which one goes where. That one has a bend in it that kind of goes like that, so you know it faced like that. And this one has no bend, so. All right, process O elimination here. We'll get her all eventually. She's looking like a rig again. You should have slapped all this together. You could have tripled your money off me.
I didn't want to spend the time to work on it.
And
Now look at me.
here you are.
Yeah. But these need to be tight. You tighten these up still.
Oh, and that's a 2-bolt flange. 2-bolt flange back there for EG
Or
something
right
and
here.
another. Full crossover tube.
yeah.
What are we crossing over to?
Well, I got that side done. Now to go to this side. Hopefully it goes easier than the other side. Dude, the labor bill on this thing gonna be so high.
I feel better. Come on, locking pliers. She is hanging on with a hope and a prayer. Should be able to get that nut started though. Looking for more nuts. I see she is not going to be timed. You need to find another nut. This one here was too big.
Yeah.
And that little special. That's for something or another. Find you one? Better get my glove on before I'm in bad shape again. Dang, seen some green there. I thought we were growing stuff out the cow. Get her going. I may just have to rattle can some flames on this rig, cut some coils, drop it down on the American Racings, and just drive it.
It's probably gonna run pretty good, I imagine. It ran pretty good before.
Says the used car salesman.
Used car salesman / mechanic that's putting it back together for you.
I didn't ask you to put it together.
I know.
I'm capable.
I just felt bad. Because I was scared that
That's a smog pump there.
something got left off, but... Is that the sensor or something?
That's the little pump out of our washer fluid.
Oh, yeah.
There's a motor that would couple to the pump. We'll just shove that back down there. We didn't see that. All right, crossover's happy. Yep. We're doing good. We do need to find something for that. And then let's see. Well, they're probably gonna go shortest to longest, I'd imagine. I mean, that would be number 1. And this would be number 2. Can't read the tape. There's a number 1. We'll just rip these off and we're gonna put them in the length order. Come. Number 2. Number 3. That'll pop on there. And out back. Number 4. She could definitely use some plug wires.
A little tired?
Yep, they're a little worn out. Did you find one?
No.
Probably got one we can steal out the salvage. Now I'm having to rob parts from my good quality trucks out here. You just never know what you're getting nowadays. That one is a full flathead. This one, we need a Phillips. Wonder if when you get your new distributor cap, if it comes with these or not. Let's see, we got the same size. Looks like it. So then that one we just robbed from old Red in there, I'm actually gonna pop it. And this one, we'll rob our other one where we got a matching set over there. And then this truck's missing one mismatch one. Dang, fancy. Little,
gold?
no, what do you call it? The stuff that gets everywhere. NICs on the tips. I said something about rattle can flames a minute ago and I forgot someone beat me to it on this truck. Oh. Cap's a little dirt hay, or rotor I mean.
Nope. Cap is too, buddy.
Pair of them. We'll maybe blow that out with air. Holy corrosion. That one is bad. That's corroded enough, it's gonna rub. Oh, I just took a layer off. Yeah, we probably want to clean on that a little bit. Brush it, brush it, brush it. Brush them teeth.
It's all fun and games, so you stab yourself with it.
Yeah, take a nipple clean off. What a lazy sack of potatoes. He always lays on the bed but puts his head out on the floor. Get the cobwebs out of her. Yeah, now we got a rebuilt engine and rebuilt ignition system. Top of the line.
Ready for a stout.
Did a quick little internet search, verify our fire in order 1342. So that's 1. And this one here would be 3, which it is. And then 4, which eliminates her down to 2. Oh yeah, we may want to tighten that one up. Oh, little tension on this one. Feeling a little dangerous.
Yeah.
She ain't tightened up yet. Let me pull that one out there. Can you get that on there? That one back there tightened up?
They both do the same thing. They kind
of.
You put a washer on it, it's all good.
There we go with a little thread, repair, rebuild, restoration action. It just wraps me up. Whoop! These ones aren't wanting to tighten down all the way. Let's see what this does. We may have to stack some washers on it. Not push our luck. They got a flange, so I doubt they were supposed to have a washer. We may never get them back off. Better those are permanent.
Standard washers on metric bolt. Is that what's going on?
Standard and metric. If you try hard enough, they combine. Perfect. I'm sure this is exactly what Toyota wanted.
Not done if it works.
Well, intake's nice and clean inside. I'm probably just gonna kind of half pop that on there because we do have whatever that is. Whatever airflow sensor or another. Math. Never was good at addition. I'll leave all that quick disconnect for now. And she's not 100% because we still didn't throw no hardware in like little floppy Joe there, or even this could use a bolt. Oh yeah, that little thing, no big deal. But she's pretty complete looking again. What do we want to do next? I'm kind of scared to just throw a battery in it and do anything, because if it does try to prime and we got bad fuel. We got all the cooling fins back here. They were laying some beads. Good old mud huddians. You got the Toyota pivot bumper to the brake dampener.
Would not be complete without the old.
Dang, y'all done tie wired it to a glass pack and dumped it? What a setup.
This is your spot right here.
Whoa. Something was wedged up in there. Chunk of wood or something. That flange is loose. Oh, I learned something new on these. I did not know this was a torsion bar front end. I just assumed Toyota, and being two-wheel drive, they had coil springs. Learned something new today. I thought Toyota stayed true to their actual A-arms, but they just did what all the other little foreign manufacturers are doing, where they got the strut rod that drags back to this thing, so it's not actually triangulated on the lower. Looks like we got a sway bar on the rear, little A-arms on the uppers, but yep, sure enough, it's got the torsion bar. Laid that cross member up here, ready for a little custom engine swap or something, huh? Hey, found more dirt daubers. Boop, that exhaust. Oh, well, she's not on. No. That's why she's rubbing her torsion bar. Also, up here, I noticed something goofy. And that's, why do we have a full sheet of rubber in front of our tie rod there, going to our drag link? It's on this side too. I don't know if someone added that, or if they come like that. I ain't ever seen nothing like that. Looks like it comes with a little factory dampener. Quite fancy. Your slave cylinder there. She was oil leaking at some point. The transmission is covered. Looked like she may have been leaking up here at the front and then running back.
Even those eBay seals my dad bought.
She's a getter.
Well, I guess.
What is that? Does that go to our starter solenoid? Looks like it'd be well protected. No, we got wires going there. That's got to go something important. Has one of them calipers where you have that little hard line that jogs over here
To the rubber.
to go to the rubber line.
Mercedes.
All that stuff is I mean, she's surface rust, but it ain't all cracked out or nothing, which is good. Overall, I'd say she's in decent shape. Oh, she's kind of brownish already. No, not too bad. Smells awful. Whew. Whew, whew, whew. Get you around to that up close.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Clean them sinuses out. Got a headache already. Man, luckily it's not rusty looking so far though. I don't know. We may get lucky with that sucker.
What do you mean by lucky? You still gonna try to run it? Huh? You still gonna try to run with that gas?
Yeah, we drained that, put some fresh stuff in.
Yeah.
It ain't all rusty looking or nothing.
I just didn't want to run that gas.
Give me a torch. I'll tell you right now if she'll flame up or not.
Well, it's not.
I'm an expert, Slick. Oh, too far. Here she comes. Bring the heat. Oh, she's gulping.
Did you leave the cap off?
Nope. It's all right. She's chugging. Bloop. She needs to be vented. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's after a good road trip. Right there, you've been holding her for a few hours. You finally just let her go. She's got a little color to her on the bottom, but don't look big, flaky, chunky, rusty, nothing. I think we're gonna try our luck with it. Just kind of see what happens here. I ain't figured out why putting a plug in there is making more fuel come out, but all right. Whatever. That's why these Toyotas do so good on gas mileage. They make their own fuel. It's magic. The real question is it gonna seal again? Yeah. Give her a quick blow off there. That way we can tell if it is leaking. Head to it. Yep. Old hand just ain't as good as she used to be. She'll never be the same.
Nope.
Ain't got it.
Missing that star, that lucky star on there. That's what it is.
Just old has-been. And what's left of a can here, our old seafoam fuel treatment, so we're gonna slap that in. She's at the very back of the cabinet. She may be a little expired. Says right there, used by 2012. We'll be good. That finished draining, we went and got us a fresh 15 gallons. I'm gonna give her a good probably 4 or so here and mix that with all of our expireds in there. Should be good. Gasoline on fresh pink skin's a little spicy, come to find out. Just in case y'all were curious. Yeehaw's having a sacrifice for us here.
Ain't the first time.
Won't be the last, neither. Those little connections are just junk. That's what they are. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Little buzzer action, huh? Wipers are on. Are you trying to crank it? You trying to crank it?
Yeah.
Nothing? Do that again. How come something's clicking up front? That ding, 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 ding's the horn. Give her a toot toot. We could assume that this is maybe supposed to be a ground and just try it and see what happens, which could maybe kill our computer. Who knows? Right. Yeah. No, that didn't make a difference. EFI, headlights, starter solenoid. We got some wiring problems of sorts, because we can definitely trust this good connection. I'll hook up a power probe here. We're gonna shoot 12 volts. And I said this bundle of wires is red. So let's see what happens here. Woo! Smoke. Something's trying now.
That goes to positive?
Yeah, it's gotta go to positive being red. That's sparking because it's just trying to carry all the power through there. Uh-oh. Something's doing something. Go bump that key, see what happens. Through the power probe, baby. Nothing. It helps when you push in the clutch. And I was looking through the Chilton. It says it has neutral safety switch and clutch start switch. So she was just cranking, just out of curiosity. Let me see if we're getting any spark. Go ahead. She is sparking. I have not heard a fuel pump kick on yet, though. Before we crank that too much more, we probably want to get that loose flopping belt out of there. Maybe do something with that tensioner that sits down on our fan. Careful now. Don't want to break our fan. Getting real close, though. Here we go. And that was the tensioner for our smog pump or whatever. As long as we pick that up off there for now. Don't worry about actually removing that. We got bigger fish to fry. Now we know why that dipstick was all bent earlier. All right, so she is cranking. She's sparking. She just ain't getting no fuel. 15 amp for the EFI. I'm assuming they mean for the fuel pump maybe. And then EFI, maybe the fuel pump. Or is that for all the computer stuff? Found this little fuse cover inside the cab. There's one for the ECU right there. Nothing else. Engine 10 amp. Nothing else for a fuel pump. So I'm gonna go with EFI and EFI being for the fuel pump. Is she permanent? I just say, let's act like we never found that.
Let's put that back.
Yep. Oh, diagnosis or gnosis. That's like prior OBD2, OBD1, or it may be OBD0. Did you pull this fuse? 1 ascending to 2, with 3 and 5 being the switch. What we're trying to do here is just power probe straight to the power. One of these go back to the fuel pump, and if it's that one, so I'm hitting that, it's reading that it's like to ground or something. We may have a bad fuel pump going on. Dang it. Got our meter here. I'm gonna do a little verification in this little troubleshooting situation. We'll go to ground there. We've got 12 volts right there. Well, 11.7, so we don't got very good voltage going on here. What do we have going up there? 11.7. Turn the key off, Slick. Key's off. We still got 12 volts there, so hold on. Okay, so that one there is our coil, which is why we're getting ground over here. So actually, we can go, that's the ground for, or whatever. So we go across there, key on. We got 12 volts and our windshield wipers work. So right there, we've got 12 volts. Down here, we should have nothing because we ain't gonna get 12 volts across there until that relay kicks in. So this one right here, for certain, feeds our fuel pump, which means we should be able to take our power probe here, hit that switch, that's gonna give her 12 volts. 12 volts, or 11.9. So if we put that in there, turn that on, we should have a fuel pump pumping. I don't hear diddly happening. Maybe we need a whoop on it. Nothing. So hoping we could see some wiring maybe we could get to, but I ain't really seeing nothing. We got the bundle of wires there, but we don't want to probe it. Little guard shield. This thing's ready to be a lowrider. Toyota knew what was happening. You want to get a hand on that just in case? Oh yeah, she's coming.
Just a little more torque, it'll work.
You look good with a beard. You done grown it out. I'm nasty, but how are you?
I'm good. You?
Good.
Great.
If we had a running Toyota, we'd be better.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff you want to rust everything out. I don't know. That looks like a cinder unit to me. Fuel pump's up here. We got the fuel level cinder. The back fuel pump right here. We've got our lines. Y'all can get a sneak peek. It's hard for us to see, but I can sneak y'all up in there. Pull the cover off right there. That's our 12 volts. So if we take the old Power Probe Deluxe and put 12 volts to that, if our pump is good, she'd kick on. And she does not. It's also reading ground right there, which is another indicator. By that going green, I do believe. One other thing I want to check was make sure we do have a good ground here. I can see that one right there. You take one to frame somewhere. So we got our meter here set where we can check continuity. Grounding over there. And when we touch that, we're reading good continuity to ground. So yeah, we got a bad fuel pump in here. Luckily, it really wants to just drop out of there where we can get to it easy. Called the O'Reillys. They actually had one in stock. I also told y'all he sold me a lemon. Notice that. How am I supposed to tow the old car hauler for that right there, huh?
He was going back and forth that he got a good deal to it's a lemon to I got a good deal to it's a lemon.
Well, this just broke it, all right? With fungi growing, huh? Explain that one.
Act like you don't want to take bumpers off everything you own anyway. The love. Hey, you sure you want to run that bumper? Like, yeah, I need a bumper. Well,
Nah.
nah.
Take that rear end like a man. I wonder if that'll pull up out of there or we're gonna have to full drop this sucker. At least we can get to all the lines and stuff now.
Yeah, the wiring. Unplug it right there.
3-piece quick connect. Is that color coded or what? Probably not. Because just doing a one wire that's in your ohm, range would be way too easy. Surely that quick connects over there. There we go. And then up here, and that's gonna thread on. Our ground is riveted on along with that. That's good. So there's a quick connect back this way. Aha! Knew it. We can do a little quick connect there. Little vent, or actually that one there's probably return. Oh, That's about to rust off there maybe. Hopefully not, because the new setup don't come with that. It actually just comes with the pump. You got to replace it. We do not want to be breaking any of this. We'll be in bad shape. Slick also sold us a non-serviceable truck. Explain that one. There's one down. Oh, biggin'.
I guess that one was the return you just took off probably, and the other one's probably the high pressure one.
I'd imagine it has to have a return. Well, there's another one back here. Vent hose back here or something, or return. Boop. Got 14 millimeter on one side and a 19 on the other. What could go wrong?
Gotta remember what was made.
What kind of trucks are you buying now? You're buying jalopies?
Oh, I did not need that elbow. Woo! Ow! Just smoked that on the U-joint or drive shaft. Oh, she's free though. That's a sacrifice I was willing to make. All right. Yeah, if that filler neck will come out, she'll drop. Huh?
I got bad news. I think we're gonna take the drive shaft out. I don't think it's gonna come over far enough for it to.
You gotta be kidding me. Drive shaft for a fuel tank, huh? Well, we're still gonna hit our yoke, so something else has got to change here.
Can we turn the tank on its side? Well, let's go fuel.
I mean, hook the tow roller to it and yank it.
There you go.
Oh, that's good. Felt some of that old stuff splash on my head. Keeps that hair shiny. Keeps me looking good. All right, we got her out. Next question is, are we gonna get that out?
Yeah, that's looking good.
My try balls, Theo. I like your solution here, or your idea. Let's see if the 1/2-inch impact will do it. Those came out a lot easier than I thought they would. As crusty as that was looking. Here's an old sock. That fuel pump seen better days as well. Return.
Coating's falling off of there?
Yeah, return's almost plugged up. Fuel pump looks like she's been replaced before. Ground wire feels like it's been hot, or the gasoline started to break down the coating. It's nice and soft. Or that ain't the ground, that's a positive, sorry. Ground wires riveted over there. We should check for continuity between here. See if, make sure we're not losing it. Actually, all the way down to there we should check. A little rusty. And she's a little dirty. I've seen a lot worse. That's service rust, guys, but it ain't like chunked up, whatever. On the other side of the baffle kind of looks like a sandcastle.
Honestly, you're gonna run this tank? Probably not.
Yeah, we are. That's the whole appeal. It's gonna fit. Has to. We gotta have fuel injection.
Well, if you're gonna body drop that and everything, oh, I can't be giving away secrets.
Don't be giving away all the secrets. Don't say body drop, because all the mini truck guys are gonna picture it on air ride and stuff, and that ain't happening.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hot rod and call it channeling. We're gonna try to channel it to make it look lower than what it really is. Wonder if they can get a new tank of this. Our camera is working about as good as our fuel pump is. We do have good continuity between there. Poppy brought his landline with him. Dialing up.
Yeah.
Well, fuel pump's on the way here already. They had that baby in stock. Did order a fuel tank. They can have it first thing in the morning. With what I'm wanting to do of hopefully get this running, driving good. We don't want to start turning our new sock looking like that, clogging that all up, having to keep dropping this or whatever. I'm one of those believers, always have been. If you can get a new tank for it, for a couple $100, guys, and a peace of mind, and not be on the side of the road fighting crap like that, or trying to get a tow truck, or trying to get a buddy with a trailer to come get you. Just do it for the peace of mind. And we'll be back on this thing in the morning. Kind of worked out. It's about the end of the day anyhow. And we just had our family get in from Texas to see us. Y'all know what I didn't think of yesterday, even though it was right in front of my face? Was seeing if they had one of these. I was like, whoa, Dad, what do we need to get here? Want me to whoop it? I got my ear folded back. Want me to whoop on it? Come here, eye booger. Come here, eye booger. There we go. Get you cleaned up. Yucky. Come here. You ready? All right, Theo, watch this. Hey, we may have lucked out. Lower half's a little dirty, but up here don't look too shabby. Right there, well, it's going, it changed. That's all that matters. Who cares what it went to? I think it's working. Don't work, we would always hoped it would have, because we don't want to drop that tank again to change this or clean this or repair this or fix this. We're gonna knock them crusties off there. We're gonna get all the crusties we can. Little mineral spirits just because it's sitting here. A little wipe down. Wipe me down. A little Scotch-Brite. There we go. Now we're getting some crusties. That was the drop test. I was just making sure it wasn't gonna stay up. This one's just getting the full Pop County rebuild here. We'll just kind of polish the top. Hopefully we can get our gasket off over there. We'll be able to reuse this. You'll never even know she ain't brand new. A quick connect on the fuel pump. I'll get all this popped apart. Yummy. Our return line here. I do believe I should be able to blow through that, so found us a flag out there, a marker. I think she just clogged up here on the end. Oh yeah, that's some thick gunk. That ain't good. Made it around the corner and it feels like it's solid in there. Well, if that's just a return, why can't we just trim that? Because it'll still spray it in there. Shouldn't matter, should it? Cut that 90 off, and I don't know if y'all can see, there's a little piece of straight metal in there. It's definitely clogged right there though. Trying to pack this thing out like an old damn muzzle loader, and she is solid. There we go. If we can put rubber hose down here for the pressure side, surely we can put some up here for the return side. Quick little cleanup on our frame there with some Scotch-Brite, blow it off, and we're just gonna slap all this new stuff right back on. Voila! New pump, new sock, new return line. And put that on our ground, little 12 volt action here. Oh yeah, that pump pumps. Well, we don't know she pumps yet, but she spins, which is a lot better than our last one. Tank's supposed to be in sometime this morning. Our filler neck, I just gave it the sweet patina rebuild. I just sprayed her down with our Get Gone Degreaser by the sweet patina. That sure does look better. If you want to get you some of these or their other good cleaning products or those hand cleaning wipes that I just love with my heart so much, just be sure to go to sweetpatina.com and use that promo code on the screen. That is G-U-D, good stuff. Now, Slick yesterday, right before he went to leave, said, oh yeah, I don't really remember messing with the valves or setting any of that up, really. It's like, I remember putting it on, but I don't think I ever adjusted anything. Then he said, you'll probably be okay. And then he was like, I don't know. Then he was like, yeah, probably so. And the next thing I knew, he was over here starting to pull stuff off so he could take a look. So we're gonna get in here, which is kind of unfortunate because a lot of these vacuum hoses I gotta undo real quick. I say it's unfortunate because we put this crap on just yesterday. Yeah. Woo! Shiny. So he said they did shave a little bit off the bottom of the head, and that's what he was worried about. These not having any lash in them. That one there's got a little. That one's got a little. That one's got a little. That one should in our cam lubes up. Yeah. That one's got a little. That one shouldn't. That one shouldn't. That one should. That one should, I think. Yeah, she may be on the lobe a little bit right there. We've got it off. We do have filler gauges, and surely there's a procedure in here, I'm sure, just for intake or... Come on! Of course, usually when you set your valves, they tell you do it hot. Luckily for us, they have some tolerances in here for it being cold. On our exhaust side, 10 to 14 thousandths. And on our intake side, 7 to 11 thousandths. And of course, they got a full procedure for you. Take her to top dead center, do this, do that. This is obviously easy to see our cam and if it's up on there. So we know exhaust is this side because our exhaust is here. We know intake's this side because our intake's here. So like that one there, we're just gonna set it. And by set it, I actually mean check it. And that is exactly 12 thousandths, which is what we were going for. I mean, that just fits in there perfect. So that's good. We don't need to do nothing there. Now this one back here, that's gonna be a little tight, I think. Yep, we're a little too tight on this one. She ain't hardly got any. What I'm gonna do here is as we get each one done, put a little check mark on it. Jam nut there. Pop that sucker free. Take our flat head and put it in our little stud. And once you loosen that up, oh yeah, she's loosey-goosey now. Put our filler gauge in there and tighten her down where you can still get it in and out though. Don't just smoke it down on your gauge. Just like that there, that's good. Just till it touches it enough, then we'll hold that. Tighten her back down with a wrench. Setting that jam nut. And now that one back there is good to go. She gets a check mark. Now this one and this one are up on the cam lobes, so we need to rotate the motor to be able to do them. You don't want it up on the cam. But before we do that, like our intake right here is off the cam, so we're gonna go ahead and check it. Exhaust side, we were going for 12. Intake, we're gonna go for 9. I bet that's a little loose. Exhaust is 12, intake 9. I think this one's gonna be a little loose on us. Just a tiny bit of plate's probably good, but I'm just gonna go ahead and set it anyhow since we're here, even though it'd probably been within our tolerance of the book. All right, she good. Finished up our intake side. We'll give that a little bump, and that should spin her enough to get like that one there off. We can set it now. Yep. Now I'm gonna bump this and finish up. We only got like a couple left here. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, most of them were, like all of them except one, were probably perfectly fine. However, number 3 exhaust right there, that thing had 0 lash. She didn't have a bit. She didn't have none. Her lash was set to please burn a valve. She was plumb too tight. That's right, and that's what can happen if those are too tight. You burn a valve. What happens if you burn a valve? Well, all that stuff we've been putting on, we'd eventually be taken back off. Ugh. That's not what I was trying to do. Ugh. So is that the original valve? That thing is hard as a rock. Seen this and Slick said, I wonder what that is. I said, I bet that's for the valve cover. That never got replaced. I knew he sold me a junker. She had a little life left in her, maybe. Don't really pass the hearing test. Ooh, I hear someone pulling up. Hopefully it's our gas tank, because we're about ready for it. Yes! Between that valve and that valve cover gasket, we just did a lot of good. Woo-hoo-hoo! Made in Canada. Old half-ass customs whipped this up for us, huh? What do you think, Theo? He do a good job? Tank actually looks pretty nice. Looks like pretty well exactly what we need. You want to ride in a Toyota? Or you're not into the foreigns? You're more of a kind of ranchero kind of man, huh? She's not fitting, Theo. She's not fitting. This has to face this way because there is a baffle down in there for that fuel pump to actually kick over into. So if the only thing that changed here was someone adding a new return, I'd bet that's what the problem is. That's all she needed was a little trim job. Yeah, you're the dog who don't ever get loved on. Just ask the internet. Poor old Theo. He's got it so bad. You got it bad around here? Yeah, that's right, you worthless dog. You better stay right there. Now that camera's off. As long as people don't find out, I just used you to try to get internet views. That's the only reason you're here, okay? You hear me? You're only here to be just like Mortsky uses Duff. That's the only reason we got you. You hear me? Oh! He's like, yeah, good try, Dad. Good try. I don't believe you. Oh, Theo, sweet boy. Oh, Theo, sweet boy. Theo don't like power tools, though. Look at that fancy new tank. Go up at an angle, turn it, burn it, shove it in there. It'll hold. This should be the rest of it. We'll take our good quality hardware, that old pencil tip bolt. Yeah, that's rusted down. There's one. With our fuel tank wrapped up, our exhaust is hanging. I need to find another nut for it. So I started doing a little searching. We about struck big money. Hey, we did strike big money. We need to recoup our losses after that gas we wasted in that bad tank yesterday. Dang! We may be able to afford some more hardware for the exhaust by the end of this. Hey, she was a little stinky in here. Oh! We could have done without that. That don't smell much better. That's genuine Toyota. Hey, baby. Hot Rod's counting our money. You forgot some.
I just counted the quarters.
If we got enough money here, maybe that truck was free.
Yeah, literally.
And maybe we got enough money to pay for the sock on the fuel pump I had to buy. Oh yeah, they were ready for a repair on the side of the road right there. How much you got there so far, girl?
$16.
16?
Yeah.
We're doing good.
We just found this from our car. Jeez. I guess somebody lost a lot of money. Because they were just dropping coins in there.
Hello?
Were you looking for these keys?
Yeah.
Which keys are those?
Galaxy?
I found them behind the seat, kind of underneath the seat.
Dang.
I figured those ones were some throwback, gonna have a memory or two tied to them.
Yeah, that rat pink thing came from the first Grand National Road Show I went to.
By the time Hot Rod gets done counting our change over here, I think the truck's gonna be free.
I think it's 19.
Golly.
We're at $19 so far.
Or 18, I don't know. I forgot.
That's so funny.
I'll pay for the title transfer. Can only find 2 nuts, so that's what we'll give it. It's supposed to have 3, but if 2 don't hold it, 3 never would have. Also, I don't know if any gasket went in there, but we don't have one here, so it didn't get one. Boy, we just dodged a bullet there, guys. Look at this. I was trying to get that key out of there, and I thought it was metal, and just the top was plastic. That is a plastic key. Yeah, nice and brittle in the ignition. I think we just dodged a bullet. I can't believe that come out of there. I was yanking on it with them. Now, hopefully, this one over here in the fuel door is the same key. Yeah, this looks like the worn down version. There we go. I bet we don't break that one off in there neither. I don't hear no fuel pump, and I'm just assuming that it would want to prime it. But yesterday we didn't get no fuel pump or voltage to the fuel pump till Slick was actually cranking on it. And this battery was a little weak, so we're gonna pull it. And right here, I've been charging on this one. She might be a little more gooder to us. Hey, did you ever get your money counted?
Yeah.
How much?
19 and
19 and 99? 9. So you need to find 91 cents. You'll have $20. That one ain't even trying to tighten up. She is sparking though. Oh, that was good. She may have broke.
Stop right there.
Yeah, she may have broke, but she holds a little tighter than she did. My ground ain't even trying neither. Let's just try cranking on it, see what happens. We're not really gonna know if we're getting fuel up there until we crank some, and then, I don't know, maybe there's somewhere we can crack a line or something. Doesn't even sound like it's tried one bit. So here's our supply line for our fuel. Goes up to that little union kind of thingy bobber. I'm gonna try to crack that line right up there. From there, it goes up, and it looks like there's a fuel filter up above the starter. Not real easy to get to. I could have thought that one out a little better. I mean, right here we've got a nice fuel rail, or frame rail, where your fuel line was already running. We could have just maybe plopped her there. Don't make it too easy though. Can't get that on there. Yeah, y'all like them fancy new line wrenches? That's the only reason I let Mortsky come down here. He comes down here and he's like, you don't have this, you don't have that, and then he sends it to me after he leaves. So we need to invite him down more so I can fill up this toolbox properly. Then apparently what he sends don't work anyhow, so we gotta go back to my stuff. Oh man. We can get on there, but we ain't got no leverage.
No room to move it.
No room. Someone put torsion bars and cross members and slave cylinders and everything else in the way. All right, well, there's a little fuel for you. So if we cycle that key and that's pumping good, that should spray.
Oh, yeah, it's running now.
Making a mess?
It's, yeah.
Yeah, she may have a little air in her.
Yeah.
Found another problem here. This one may be a little self-induced. As I come up from underneath here, I seen a drip over here. Get to looking. Well, if we pop up here, our line up here, oops, give me that back magnet. Our line up there is definitely leaking. I remember putting that together with fingers, but I don't remember putting wrenches on it. So looks like I'm gonna drop the tank again, and y'all can just call me Redo Ricky. Yeah, I'd say she's a little loose. Luckily at this point I'm a expert at dropping this tank. There we go. Maybe a little bit of torque will help. All right, slip that back up. Now we're probably our exhaust leaking up there. Like I said, we're missing a nut. We don't got no gasket. I don't know if something's supposed to be in there. But this right here, if we aren't leaking up there, we definitely are gonna be leaking back here. That's all loosey-goosey. Slick did his best power wire job there, but she ain't holding the greatest. I think we're just gonna take the mobile slice and dice to it and whoop, knock her out of there. We'll see if we can't shoot them sparks right at all that fuel we were just dripping everywhere. Yeah. There we go. Now we know why it sounds funky. I ain't got no exhaust on it. There we go. That'll keep that from flopping around. We could get some of Slick's tie wire and really fix her up. All right, guys. She tried to fire up. Let's see if she's gonna be good to us here. Come on, baby. Oh, she's trying. It definitely sounds like someone just pulled the exhaust off of it. If I'm revving it, it seems to be running, but it ain't much for an idle. Oh yeah, don't forget our distributor's loose here. Should be close enough, but we can probably move on that and maybe get her running a little better. Old tugboat Tammy here does not sound too happy there. So we'll maybe go back the other way. Oh, that's good. We also have about 0 tension on our belt there, going from our crank to our water pump and probably down to our alternator head underneath there. Speaking of water pump, she's pretty dry looking too. Not that we gotta worry about getting her hot right now, because she ain't hardly running the greatest. If I'm holding it a little bit, it's helping. So I don't know if that can return too far. I got that little bumper there, but other than that, only looks adjustable down here. I don't see any set screw unless, who knows, maybe something in there. And like I said, with it not running the greatest, it's kind of hard to tell where we need to be on here. We're gonna take her full that away. That definitely helped. Woo! She's trying. Definitely moving on that distributor there helped us. Is running better. We're trying to stay half running. She stayed maxed out there. All right, let's get, before we mess with her too much more, let's try to get a little tension on our belt down there. More than likely, our alternators are tensioner. Yep, it moves. So we just got to figure out where to pry and where to tighten. Oh, actually, just out of curiosity, I did have a ground wire going to that. Let's see if she fires up without that. I bet she does. Yep. So we still don't know what that bundle or little junction thing's for. This is one where you gotta use your hands to see. Can't really see with your eyeballs down there. There we go. We got tension, I think, as long as the belt's on.
Yep.
Oh, luckily for me, she's long-winded. Oh, almost there. I have a 13, she must be 12. Hey, I can see it now. Let's bring it home. Yep. Like I said, she is an overheating machine, so hopefully they put us a new water pump on there. Radiator's a little thirsty here. I'm sure this thing's completely empty. Went in my room back there and she's stinky. I was trying to figure out what that smell was. Then I just started pouring in that gallon down there of water and almost smells like sulfur. Like rotten egg stink water. Woo! That's it. Promise you. Man, I can't believe how bad that stinks. Get us a couple fresh gallons of non-stink water here. Oh! Hit that thing with a splash attack like I'm a Magikarp or something. Let's see if we can get it running enough to flow some of that sucker down some. Actually, let's see what this is real quick. I was wondering if that was some type of way to adjust idle there. Sure sounds good as far as the motor and revving and everything right there. So I'm fairly certain our timing's gonna be close. The only way it stays idling though is if I just barely hold her a hair. So I think we're just not tuned out good for holding an idle. So I'm gonna look into that just a hair. I'm hoping our old Tilton here tells us what to do. 1-38. Idle speed and mixture adjustments. Carbureted engines, that ain't us. Fuel injected. The idle speed on the fuel injected engines are electronically controlled by the engine control module computer. The idle speed control system electrically oversees the proper idle speed for all operating conditions. This is a good news / bad news arrangement. The bad news is you can't adjust it. The good news is that it rarely, if ever, needs adjusting. Any roughness or uneven idle is almost always due to other causes, such as a clogged injector, air leak, or loose, corroded terminals in the wiring harness. They said it could be a clogged injector. Well, we know we only had the cleanest fuel in this system. It could be a vacuum hose, huh? Well, there's only about 12,000 of them disconnected. Or it could be a corroded or bad terminal. Kind of like that one there that we don't know where it goes. That's some good, solid troubleshooting advice there. Well, since it says it's self-adjusting, I'm gonna try to keep it running a little bit and see if it does any self-adjusting. Also, the more we let it run, and if it is like a clogged injector, then we should be able to pull spark plugs and kind of read them and see if we can tell which one may be causing it. We can start to do maybe a little process of elimination here. I think it just wants to be a drag racing machine because she likes being full throttle. Not much of an idler though. Well, after a little brainstorming, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe we've got a vacuum leak somewhere. We do have a 2-piece intake here, and of course the throttle body, all that's been apart. All those vacuum hoses. Now, they said it's not adjustable, but they forgot they gave me an adjustable throttle cable here, because if I loosen that, or we can pull that, that is giving it a little bit. What I want to do is try to trick this into running, because if we can trick it to run, maybe then we can spray around with some stuff and kind of figure out where it's leaking if it is. I don't know. According to that manual, it rarely goes bad, so we're just the lucky ones. If it's a clogged fuel injector, I would think it would run bad too as you gave it gas, which this thing's a little screaming demon. And also, I gave it the most timing I can give it with it right there, and it seems happy, which makes me think vacuum too. She's jumping and a jiving. Maybe a little more. She's running. As soon as you try to take any timing out of it, it wants to die. Well, I think it's safe to say around our intake manifold somewhere underneath there, we're leaking good. I was hearing some tapping, but hopefully it was just that. I bet it was with how that baby was shaking. But yeah, if I'd close that sucker all the way back and then spray some carb cleaner down here around the front, she was staying idling. Actually had it idling pretty smooth there for a minute, which, yeah, looks like we get to tear back into this bad boy. All I can really tell is it's coming from underneath here. I'm not sure if it's where this manifold splits. I don't know if where the other piece goes to our head. I don't know if some obvious vacuum thing's unplugged underneath there, but to really be able to see, I think at a minimum this top chunk's gonna have to come back off here. Personally, I'm gonna blame the guy who was just slapping her back together yesterday, who sold me this cream puff in the first place. Just plain slick. This is part of it, especially with some good stuff like this here. Woo! Oh, Eagle Eye's good here, guys. We may have just found it. I started to pull this throttle body off there, and I remember Slick saying how dirty that was, where it looked like it had been leaking. Here's the gasket we had on there. Of course, it's got that little thing to indicate, but look right there. That's gonna seal against that, but what about all that down there? That's gonna be sucking air. That's the problem right there, hopefully. Wrong gasket. When you worked on stuff, y'all didn't have to worry about crap like this, did you?
No.
And the question is, did it come with one? Probably not. But that's kind of close anyhow. I bet we can make something work. You may not do throttle bodies, but did y'all keep this to work on your stuff? Rolls of gasket material?
Yeah. Whatever we could find.
Yeah, boxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, paper sack. I didn't think about that, but
Yeah.
Those are kind of thicker, probably even thicker back in the day, huh?
Yeah, they were.
You could use that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to the fire lake, be getting me some paper bags.
Well, we'll run to town to the parts store because we're 25 miles out.
Yeah. We're gonna trace out everything we have here, and then we'll see what we need to add and or take away, I guess. Kind of like that hole right there that goes to nothing. Just gives us another place that could possibly vacuum leak between there a little easier. So we can eliminate that, I think. And then as long as we drop some extra down on the bottom, we'll have to figure out how to trim that out. We favor this side. Just go down at least probably half an inch or so. It'll kind of be good, I think. Oh, actually we can come over here and shove it against this in a second and we'll trace our shape over. A little tricky here. Just gotta trace kind of the outside of our line the best we can. Definitely want to do that on a table full of holes. That way every 2 seconds your blade sinks into a hole. Look pretty good. Have to trim a hair here or there. I'm getting fancy on y'all this time. I don't know, a year or two at least ago, someone sent me this hollow punch set, and I was having a hard time finding them. Come across them not too long ago, and I think it's for doing like this here. We're gonna take a real small hammer. Guess maybe I didn't smack it hard enough because that did not cut that. That did. Oh, and that's why they got her milled there. Then you can shove it back out of there. We are looking pretty good right there. Of course, that'll sit just like that. So what I want to do is line that up with our holes there. And I'm going to kind of push my finger down on that edge. And it'll hopefully kind of mark up our gasket material. And y'all probably can't see it, but I can. Now we know where to kind of follow along down there. Just trim that bottom off. Left a little extra. I don't have to match that perfect. It just needs to be able to seal it. All right, let's slap her back together. Slap our intake back on, little throttle bracket. I relax that way we ain't got no extra tension on it now. Let's see if she wants to run better without a big old massive vacuum leak. Don't want to run at all. It sounded better with a vacuum leak. She smoothed out a little bit better there. Dang it! To keep it running there for a minute, I had it plumb floored, just giving it everything. And then it kind of smoothed up some, so I was hoping it should come down and idle. She is not. We're back, free and clear. Doc said you're good to go, you're healed up. Keep doing what I'm doing. Basically, we just wasted time to go where he could charge insurance, you know. That gave me time to think though, and I was like, what else did I touch? Well, I touched this thing here. I'm pretty sure I ran it all the way in, and that is something about your idle mixture. So we take it out one full turn, and then I think they said a half or so, maybe a quarter. I don't think having that screwed in was helping us none. It was probably running beforehand because we had such a big vacuum leak. Let's see if that helps us do any better. Probably ain't gonna help. Oh, hold on. I did get all the spark plugs out before I had to leave and got yelled at for not being ready. None of them look too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and check the gappage on them first though. Checked them all, and one of them was tight. Not sure which one it came out of, but one was about 22 thousandths when the rest were 30. So let's slap these back in real quick. This one does not feel very good. I checked it 100 times to make sure we weren't cross-threading. Just got to keep running it back and forth. Sure hope we didn't just cut new threads on that. Well, spark plug threads look okay. Well, she tightened up anyhow. Pop the plug wires back on. Let's go for round 28. It was trying to idle there. I didn't hit the gas none on that one. Gonna open that up a little more. Kind of same thing. She started and idled up at first, then went down. There is a hard stop right there actually. So as they said, this ain't adjustable. It dang sure is. In fact, that position, there's a whole procedure for testing your throttle body and your throttle position sensor. I think right here, it's adjustable, and all of it's got to be super happy for this thing to run good, come to find out. I'm no expert. That was just some more internet knowledge I found on the car ride back. Good morning. I found a throttle position sensor test thing to do. So I went ahead and pulled this sucker off. She was nice and toasty. This morning she's nice and cooled off. Let's do a little testing. Come in, class, it's time for a test. So if you Google 22RE throttle position sensor test or tune or something down like something like that, you can find this image. It'll show you the throttle body, more specifically the sensor. There's 4 prongs on there, which prong is which. And then down here in the table, it has tests 1 through 5, where you're testing between different prongs of that. Out of the 4, it tells you which one to go to. And then some of them's with it closed, wide open throttle. Some of them have a filler gauge in there. Then it gives you the ohm range you're looking for. Also on this table, it tells you the resistance of what you're looking for as part of the test. And it tells you for 85 to 88 or 89 to 95. Then it says there's an early model part number and a late model. And I'm assuming the top one is for the early model and the bottom one's for the late model. And I looked at our part number. She's right here. 89452 something something, it ends in 40. We got the late model part number. I went ahead and found us some of these little alligator clips. Make sure we can clip them down in there for easier testing. Let's get to testing. Test number 1 between VTA, that's second from the top, and E2, which is the bottom. Turn that baby to ohms. And she is reading 1,000. Whoa, hold on. 1,008, 9, 10, somewhere in there. If we go with that bottom table, it says we should be between 200 to 800. The top table says 470 to 6,100. So I think we're supposed to be using the bottom one. So that means that's out of range. Next test is from the bottom 2 prongs. Hold on. I almost forgot something. I had found a video where a guy was doing this. And I told y'all there's a stop set screw thingy. They said you're supposed to loosen that, then thread it in just till it touches your little lever. And then you give that a 1/4 turn and lock it down. Since first test is already out of range, I don't mind doing it. I ain't scared. If our first test would have been good, we would have just kept going down through there and not touched the thing unless something did test out of range. But we're already out of range. Right there's touching. That is right at a 1/4 turn when that's locked. So I think that is good. Now another thing is to adjust this, you loosen up them Phillips screws. You see that slotted. Again, I was not going to pull this off if everything tested out good. First test, we're already out of range. They said inside here can get gunked up and it needs to be able to spring back. So we're just going to go ahead and pull this off here and see how she's looking in there. Before I pop that off completely, that sensor right there is pretty flush with that. So I just put us a mark to line that back up. That should get us pretty close to where we were. Feel like we're gonna strip that one. Before you strip it, get your better screwdriver. Looks like there's a little corrosion in there. but it ain't all gunked up the way people said it'd make like a sludge in there or nothing. That can definitely spring back, so I don't think we got anything to worry about there. Put that right back where it was. Back to test 1. Line my markup on that as close as possible, just barely changing it. I said we were supposed to be 200 to 700 or 800. 764. We're in tolerance now. All right, test number 2. You need to get you a filler gauge, 0.57 millimeter. You put it between that little set screw there where she's barely open. And we're gonna measure between there, getting 77 ohms. Test says we need to be less than 2.3 kilo ohms. 77 is definitely less than 2.3. 77, divide it by the 1000. That's gonna kick you over to 0.077. I probably could have done that in my head, and 0.077 is definitely less than 2.3. Next test, we are just changing that filler gauge to 0.85 millimeter, and then our terminal should read open. We shouldn't get continuity. So we're gonna take a 55 and a 30, and we're gonna have to put them together to get our 85. And with them in there, we should read open. We should get nothing here. And we are getting nothing. All we're getting is OL open loop. You can get a little continuity out of that table though. Wide open throttle, we need 3.3 kilo ohms to 10 kilo ohms. Yeah, we gotta move that pin. Looks like we got 10.5 kilo ohms. That says we should only be getting up to 10 kilo ohms. Unless you're on the old one, then it says you can go to 12.5. Let me try again, get a better connection this time. Need an extra set of hands. Right there we've got 8.0, dropping down to a high 7 point something. And I've actually got a connection on it this time. That last time that lead was just kind of sitting there barely touching on our E2 prong. All right, so that is good. And then the last test here, top prong to bottom prong. No fillers, no nothing, I don't think. We should be between 4 kilo ohms to 9 kilo ohms. 6.4 kilo ohms. That's within range. I know y'all thinking, no way that did whatever. I bet it did, because we were just out of here, and they said this thing's got to be happy. Since we're here, I'm fairly confident in our position now. I'll go ahead and clean this sucker up like we probably should have done the very first time. She was plumb filthy on the back. I got the 50 State Formula carb cleaner. Woo! Get you a bump of that in the morning, get you woke up. This is basically kind of like a part of a new carburetor. Close enough for me. All right, got her all kinds of shined up. Probably did it a little bit of good. Slap that throttle body back on, and I'm gonna try to slap our old exhaust back on. Now them bolts were all loosey-goosey and we cut them off because they were rusty and crusty. I just didn't expect this thing to be so dang loud. Now I know why they had the 17-foot glass pack on her. The old dang bazooka. Oh, hush it. Yeah. Pretty cool little exhaust mount. It's got dual rubber hangers, cradles down, and then has the bracket where all that just bolts together. It's almost as good as our rear one. All right, let's see here.
Other than the absolute monster of an exhaust leak that's coming from right where the exhaust manifold collects to the exhaust, she's running kind of fairly decent, it sounds like. She's idling. She's a revving machine. All right. She's running better than she's ran yet. I think we did good with our little adjustment there. So that throttle position sensor, if I'm kind of understanding it correctly, it's relying on that to know where your throttle position is. All that relates to how much fuel's it gonna give it. So if that's out of whack, it ain't gonna try to give it enough, or it's gonna give it too much at the incorrect time, I think. Now speaking of incorrect time, this only runs somewhat happy when it's cranked way over like this. So I'm curious what happens if we take this bolt out where we can actually give it a little more timing. Like if we brought that up that way. Going live. That's way calmer. Oh, we're shooting oil out. I heard a vacuum leak going on too, somewhere it sounded like. Where were you sucking air at, huh? Or maybe it was just somewhat idled down and calm enough for the first time where I could just hear it working. Obviously we need a bolt in there because that's shooting a lot of oil, but that sure seemed a lot happier up there. So I'll be honest, I don't know what it takes to stab one of these little distributors in here sideways. I don't know if I can just pop that out and just rotate it a hair and try to re-stab it and it's off a tooth or what. I got number one out right now. I'm trying to get it to top dead center. There we go, my hose came out. Put a vacuum hose in there. Pop. Got our marker lined up down there. Y'all probably can't see. Little notch in our crankshaft pulley, got it lined up 5 degrees, right at the 5 degree mark. That's right, what I read for our fuel injected motor. They said carburetor, you can go to 0. I'm just gonna pull that sucker out. We're supposed to go with that slot pretty well towards the center. Rotor, I think is supposed to kind of fave up towards 12 o'clock and then it'll pop in there. See, the problem is, before, this thing was way on the other side of this. They say with that kind of in the center, about like so, that should pretty well be pointing at that. Hey-o, that sounds all right. We got it. We've got it. All right, it sounds pretty happy right in there. We definitely have some adjustability out of our timing now. Y'all can see we had it within range. So it was definitely off some. Had to been. Motor sounds a little noisy too. Tick, 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 tick. The engine hot, I went ahead and pulled that valve cover and went through here and set our valve lash again, which is usually recommended to do when the engine's hot. I think we're about to call it on this one. One thing I want to do though, because we're going to try out the clutch and brakes and everything, it's running good enough. Motor got nice and hot, couldn't even keep my hand on there. Thermostat housing right there, pretty warm too, but we are dead cold in the old radiator. So I figure we'll pull that off real quick and see what's going on down in there. See if we can't finish up with a little mess here. Oh, don't tighten it and break it off in there.
It's tight enough, huh? Yeah.
I'll be my luck, get it running and snap a bolt off in there. I'm gonna try to seal this baby up with no thermostat for now. I may have messed up because that sure felt like it wasn't wanting to tighten up. So when I first went to take that off and went the wrong way, I may have stripped her out. If I did strip that out, we're gonna cross that bridge another day. Well, they're back together and running. We're circulating now, which is good. Hey, there y'all are. I'm alive. Okay, I'm alive. Now, I ain't addressed anything of why we missed the main channel video. That's because this video was supposed to go out last week, okay? Only problem was the very last file where you get to see the truck actually run, drive, stop, that file was corrupted. And I was out of state in California,
So I was like, okay, I'll postpone it a day or so. Well, then flights got delayed because of all the bad weather going on here and stuff. And basically it made it where the soonest the video probably could have went out was that Thursday or Friday. Now, you want to know what the real funny part of all this is? I don't think I ever showed it, but this little 22 RE leaks so much oil out the back that I didn't even do no more than actually run it up and down the driveway once, I think. Sammy just sent me a video of 2 crushed Chevrolet Loves. Break my heart like that. I am the mini truck king. Just look around. You're like, whoa, what's that Toyota? Sneak peek. What's that one? Sneaker peek. Y'all don't watch. If you don't watch the second channel, y'all's missing out, because this one's actually going to be on our second channel this week. So Puddins Fab Shop too, be sure to check it out. We'll see if we can get it running and driving. And I'll give you a hint. Never mind. Good thing is we can see if we did a good job, because now we're starting this thing over a week later. Come on. Woo! Running good. It does sound like it's ticking more than I remember. Tell you one thing I ain't forgot about this little 22RE though. What I ain't forgot is she's pretty peppy. Little peppy pew. Woo-hoo-hoo! I don't know if y'all can tell, but that booty was sliding. This thing gets a little serious. Here, going back, let's give her some first. Woo! In a second. This thing just screams, guys. And that's why I wanted to show y'all. Because, yeah, I don't know, something's clanking on the front now. All right, I broke her already. Something suspension-wise is slapping and a tapping. This thing, pretty impressed with the amount of power it's making. That sounds like his shock's broken. See how it don't idle down though? I mean, it does, but just not as quick as I think it should. Which we got plenty of time to give her a tune up and everything else. The other thing, yeah, drip. She is leaking the oil pretty good, pretty fast. I think she's got potential, guys. I think we're onto something with our whole little combining those two like I was kind of thinking. And anyhow, that's the whole reason I waited to put the video out, was just to show you how mean that little sucker is. So that is it. Sorry about the delay. That's the first time I've missed a main channel video in like 3 years or something. So I always try my best to get it out. And then this one, I just didn't want to compromise. So appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate everyone being concerned and checking on me. Like I said, everything's good. Everything's real good. I've been driving the tires off mini trucks here lately, and I'm just having a blast, okay? Thank you guys for being here. Do not forget the release at the puddins.fab.shop. We appreciate all the support there. That helps keep this crazy dream alive. And I'm on the Instagrammer. I'm on the Facebooker. I'm on the Patreon. And I will see you guys next time. However, do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. I'll see y'all in the next one.